Okay, so I appreciate you hopping on. I'm sure you will be hopping on in and off. If you feel like you have to get off because family, tired, whatever, feel free. I am recording this. So first off, I just wanted to apologize. We haven't done a team call in a really long time because me, Meg, and Abby started doing, kind of the flow of the groups, and that kind of, added a lot of calls. And I don't like to have my nights swarmed up with a call every night. So on top of me leading it, I felt like there was a lot of value in other things, but I have noticed significantly that these calls are important. They're important for our team. They're important for you guys to hear from me, for you guys to see each other's faces and get to know who is on our team, like our team FHK, and not just Team Fit Addicted. And I think these smaller calls, while they don't have to be training calls, my intention, because we will start these back up the second Monday of every month, is to just be able to hear from you guys. And the three things that I talked about in that post were, what was your win from June? What's your focus for July? And what's that current limiting belief that's holding you back? Because I think there's the overall one that, like, you just self-doubt, lack of confidence. You're not, you don't know the product enough. You don't have a huge testimonial yet, or you don't post on social media. You don't know social media, like those big limiting beliefs. But then there's those ones that just hold you back in that moment for that month. Like mine is usually, I don't have time to run a 5, 6, 7-star business and be a good mom. Like I really struggle with that limiting belief. And right now that is a huge one for me. So, but for us as a smaller team to just kind of touch base on those on a more personal level instead of just the training calls, which are great, but it doesn't give you an opportunity to mentor with me. And I was trying to do message threads, and I just think there's something about this community piece that we need to bring back to the team. And like Val said, a lot of traveling has been going on. I feel like June and July is a lot of, there's sports still going on. There's basketball, there's, spring, there's open houses, all this stuff. And I feel like towards the end of July, that stuff kind of tapers off for the next couple weeks. And then school starts for my kids on August 19th. So it's like we have 4 more weeks of summer and my kids are back in school. So I wanted to just not wait until September to get these back on the calendar. I wanted to take the advantage of Summit, of the launch of Morning Meltdown 100, and take the second half of our year and match it to the first 4 months of the year, and beyond that. So we're gonna, I'm gonna open that up, and I'm gonna let you guys talk first, and then I'll kind of fill in with just things to kind of think about for the month, intentions, things like that, things to do, where you should put your energy, where I think you should put your energy, as far as business-wise, and kind of go off from there. So does anyone want to share their June win, what their focus for July is, and a limiting belief that they're struggling with right now? And I won't make everyone go, but I will call on like 3 people. So
I don't think I had a June win other than my attitude changed.
That's a huge win. Yeah.
I finally figured out that I can do my budget analyst job. I can't, for the Air Force. I can do my photography business, and I can do this. Mm-hmm. I think that's where my mind got set up that, oh, wait a minute, I can do this. I just have to take my time and divide it. Mm-hmm. And for July, I've already sat down, came back from the beach yesterday, sat down with 5 names I've already made contact with on trying to help them out. And so I've been in contact with them, and already got one that's going to try Shakeology before she signs up. And what was the other one?
Your limiting belief.
I think that my limiting belief was that I couldn't do it all. Oops. That I didn't have enough hours in the day. I get up at 4, I get home at 5, mm-hmm. and I'm editing, and I'm trying to do dinner, take care of my kids. Moved out, so I don't have kids at home, but I still got a husband, and I still got dogs.
Yeah, you have a husband and a house to maintain, and a life to live, and and I think sometimes, like, we think this job, like, it is a career for some, it is a job for some, but I think sometimes And she talked about a little bit about it on the National Wake Up Call today. Like, this just fills a different kind of cup that your normal job can't. That I love my kids, they can't fill this adult interaction. Like, and it doesn't have to be this like huge financial goal. It doesn't have to be like I want to help 20 people a month, but the joy and the community that you get to build, and that relationship that you get to build with those people, that's like a cup filled that nobody else can do. And there's very few jobs that can do and fill all those cups and provide you an income. So I think even just when you start to think I can't do it all, think of this as your hobby. And I think like that's how I started in the beginning. Like, this wasn't a job. This was my hobby. This was like my happy place. This and still is. But but I think those moments where you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, or this is hard. Like, this is my job, or this is my hobby. This fills that cup in a different way.
And it's so funny because I think about that during my day job, but when I get home and I'm doing my photography and I'm doing this, that's my fun side. But I've got 8 more years before I can retire, and I want my retirement from civil service. So I'm like, okay, I can push 8 more years and then I could do this.
Yep. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. I love those.
Thank you.
Who's up next? You all look thrilled.
I'll go. So what are you talking about? For June? Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
June was kind of, I shouldn't say like terrible, but I definitely had like my first kind of slump. So I didn't hit like my success club or anything like that. So I guess the only positive out of there is like I kept going and kept doing it. I stayed consistent with my posts and my sharing and like my personal, journey and fitness and stuff like that. So I kept sharing. I'm hoping that this month, especially with like Morning Meltdown and everything, hoping I can get at least 5 new clients on board. I've just been like chatting everyone's ear off. So hoping that goes, everything follows through this month. And then limiting belief is mostly, I'm kind of right on board with you, like time. I've got 4 kids and I teach classes and I've got dogs and husband and, running a house and everything like that. So time is kind of my main thing. And I find myself, because like you said, I love it so much. I find myself like constantly wanting to do it. I think one of our training calls with Amy Rada was, she was like, make sure you schedule times during the day. You don't want people to get, your family to like resent you or be like, oh, you do this all the time.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's always in the back of my mind because I like always want to work on it.
It's hard. It's hard to compartmentalize. Like it's 26. I'm like, okay, Matt and I have like a 4-hour drive. So we'd have 4 hours to work. Where Matt's like, sweet, we have 4 hours to talk.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but because you get that uninterrupted time and you want to work. So, I completely agree with that belief of, I guess it's just that limiting, like, how do I or can I do this without people feeling like they're left behind, whether it's your clients and coaches or it's your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
I've got like high goals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, are they, it'll all work out. I'll get it all figured out.
It's good. It's also good. This just dawned on me, like knowing your guys' limiting beliefs who are not going to Summit. If you are going to Summit and you're not in a track that I am, and you hear tips or tools or resources that are, pertain to some of these limiting beliefs, like kind of mark that down and share that resource, and we can share that with you. Like, hey, this person also spoke. This is how Amber Kuiper, who has 4 kids, manages her time, or this is how Kelsey Shackley, discusses and communicates with her husband to get her business hours in. So, we can kind of keep that kind of stuff in the back of our mind too, and report back on that to give you guys some help. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Thank you, Sheena.
So I've been kind of in a big slump. Just things with my son have, I don't know. I made caring for my son and finding resources for him a priority over this business the last few months, and I'm working to kind of get back to it. And with the June sale, I was able to get a friend to sign up as a coach for the discount, which was awesome. Kind of came out of nowhere, but it gave me that boost of like, maybe I can do this.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. My goal for this month is just getting back to those vital behaviors and income producing behaviors. I've been really focusing on connections and building up my social media following. And I really just want to talk more about coaching this month to try and build up my team. Right now, I don't have any prospects wanting to work the business. And I'm kind of at like a loss of like, well, how do I bring this up? Because I haven't really, it's been like literally like a hobby for me, hasn't been like a focus the last 2 months. So I'm really going to focus on that, the Morning Meltdown 100, and I just started the 3-day refresh today. So I'm going to talk about that too, because the weekend was really big. I had my wedding anniversary, my 30th birthday, and the 4th of July celebrations on top of that. So it was really like
A lot.
it was a lot. It was a lot. So yeah, and my limiting belief, I think, is just like everybody else, finding the time with 2 kids. And just, I don't know, just sometimes I just feel like I can't do it. It's just so overwhelming trying to fit it all in and finding that time to schedule my work hours with our current schedule. You know, my husband works 4/10s. I'm at work on Mondays. So we've been waking up at like 4:30 to get our workouts in, and trying to do a power hour after that. It's just kind of a lot. So yeah.
So I'll kind of chime in on that a little bit a second. You know, we were gone on vacation, and so it was true, like, there's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to work. With the kids, it just doesn't happen. But I really encourage you to get a planner you will use. Like for me, it is the Emily Lay planner. I love the Rise Up. It just doesn't flow for, like, I like putting my process in. There's aspects I like of that planner that I use. But when it comes to my to-do list varies every single day. And I think sometimes that's where we get caught up, is we're trying to follow the Success Club tracker system. We're trying to follow the Rise Up, you know, and make our own and everyday changes. So find something that works for you. Before I found the Emily Lay planner, you guys, it was literally this sheet of paper, like one of these, they go on the fridge. And before I go to bed, I write down what I want to do tomorrow. I didn't worry about what I had to do for the week. I don't worry about what I needed to do. It was, okay, like, so this morning, I totally initially planned on having the kids all day. My babysitter showed up at 9 a.m. and it was like, Santa came early. I was so stoked. But my day, I was like, okay, I know what my day is going to entail, but these are the business behaviors that I want to get done. I want to get my workout done, my personal development done, and I want to post 2 times at least on social media, 2 times on Facebook, 2 times on Instagram. That needed to get done. I needed to follow 50 people on Instagram, and I wanted to send 40 messages from people who were watching my stories, liking my posts, or whatever. That was my work to do today. That was it. Because those things are going to move my business forward. Those connections, those follows are going to bring me at least 5 new follows of those 50. Those messages, the way that I've been wording my stuff, I really wouldn't say they're an invite per se, but I ask them in the message, do you have a health and fitness routine? So it's talking right about health and fitness, and their answer is either yes or no, and we can go off of that. So I have those funneled into a fitness conversation already, so I'm not going this back and forth stuff. But that's all I did all week. Do I have Success Club points from those conversations? Not yet. And I probably won't until September or October. But I have those conversations going. So when you feel that overwhelm, break it down and say, okay, what are my top 4 business activities that have to get done today? Your workout, your personal development, and posting on social media have to happen. Because if they don't happen, when you do have an hour to go post or to go message and follow, people have nothing to follow. Like, there's no fitness or health. Like, they're not going to know what you're talking about if you just invite them. Okay. So on those days that it's super overwhelming, follow and send messages every single day. And then there's going to be 2 or 3 days in the week that you're like, and you can respond back to those messages. So through those messages that I get back, which has been so much more than normal lately, I have invitations. I send them, this is what my workout, or this is my nutrition, or this is the workout program I've been doing, or here's my results from the last year of postpartum. Like, I'm getting those invitations in those messages, kind of like Keith Callahan talked about in the National Wake Up Call. Which I was going to talk about at the end of this, I'm just building those connections. So this week, I really want you to focus on that. I really want you to just focus on following 50 people on Instagram and sending consistently 10 to 15 messages, people watching your stories, people following you, people liking your post, and just, hey, I saw you were watching my stories. Thank you so much. Are you in a health and fitness routine too? What would you like to see more of in my stories? That's all I'm sending them. And people are like, oh, I don't have a health and fitness routine, I suck. Or I kind of do something, and then I get to like talk to them about their health and fitness routine and see where they're at. And maybe they come back and they do Beachbody, or maybe they come back and they're doing CrossFit, or maybe they're, oh, I had a routine, but I had a baby. I had a routine, but I'm now a stay-at-home mom. I had a routine, but now I'm back to work full time. And now I can say, well, have you thought about, and I have that opportunity to send them a solution. And so sometimes I love it when I talk like this, because then it comes in like a moment. Like, when you're thinking about like sending an invite, it sounds so like salesy or hard to do. I want you to offer people a solution. I want you to offer 3 people to a solution. I want you to offer 3 people a solution to a problem they have told you about. Maybe they don't have community. Maybe they feel alone. Maybe they are struggling financially. Maybe they are 20 pounds overweight. Maybe they just feel really crummy. Maybe they just feel like I remember Allison talking to you, like you just have the day-to-day routine, and it was like the monotony of the day. And it was like, this provides something new and exciting. This was a fresher breath air. This was something new to put into your day. Like, how many people can you offer a solution to that you encounter today? I guarantee you, if you're struggling knowing what people's problems are, we're not asking the right questions. So don't be afraid. Like, if someone's following you and you are posting about your health and fitness routine, ask them if they have one. It's okay. If you are doing your job posting, they should know you are in health and fitness. And if you're not, that's a whole different conversation for a different day. I didn't mean to go on this tangent, but hopefully it was helpful in the sense of make those connections. That's really what I've been trying to focus on for the last 2 weeks, because I feel like I'm in a rut. Like, I've barely hit numbers the last 2 months, and I have not brought in new coaches to our team. And that's frustrating. That's hard. And my limiting belief right now is, does my story even resonate to anyone? Like, am I making this look too hard? Am I making this look like you have to give up your kids to do this? And at this point, that's what people see. They see me with a babysitter 4 days a week to do this job. And you don't have to do that to start building that success. So I need to figure that out in my own way. But anyways, start building those connections and talking about that health and fitness right away. And that's going to take a lot of that back and forth conversation. And if there's someone that you're really jiving with, or you see their profile picture, or when I'm going to follow people, if they have stories going, I click on their stories and I go in and I comment on 1 or 2 of their stories if I can. Sometimes I'm like, okay, sure. And I can't really comment anything genuine, so I don't comment. Other times it is like a cute little kid, Lincoln's age or Hayden's age, and I can comment, or maybe a cute outfit or a date night or whatever, and I can say something genuine, but you're getting in their inbox. Okay, then they're going to come check you out. They'll check your stories out, blah, 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 blah. And maybe they follow me, maybe they don't. I don't know. That's up to them. But so that's another tip when I'm doing my follows and I see that they have that ring around their profile picture, and it tells me they're active on Instagram. they're using the tools of Instagram, which is huge for coaches and clients. Like they're interactive. So going and getting in their inbox that way is fine too. So anyways, Shayna, Allison, with time, connections, a number of realistic messages that you can do. I do have Autumn, so I can send a few more messages a day, because that also means the more messages you send, the more messages you get back. But find that magic number. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10. I was doing 15 last week and I made it 4 days because there were some days where I was like, oh my gosh, somebody just but find a number that's realistic for you, that makes you feel good, in control, and successful, instead of feeling like my goal was 20 and I only got 12. Like, what is his name? John Acuff, who wrote the book Start, and then he wrote the book Finish. If you struggle setting goals and hitting them, I really recommend Finish by him. It's so good. I recommend Audible. His voice is amazing to listen to. But he talks about either set your goal and either give yourself more time to do it in, or cut the goal in half. So if you want to send 40 messages, but you only have an hour to work your entire business, that's not going to be doable. So cut your number in half and start there. And do them first. And then do the other stuff. Okay? Sound good? Okay, totally did not mean to steal all that, but hopefully it was helpful. Yeah, okay. Anyone else want to share? Amy, Nancy, Crystal?
Sure, I'll go.
Amy?
Yeah. Okay, good. You do got me. I'm sorry I'm driving, so the pitch blackness is me driving home from karate class.
You're good, girl.
And no, I think there was like a hidden full moon somewhere because my 4 to 6-year-olds, I wanted to start drinking. My biggest limitation that I've slammed up against lately has been the fact that, well, as most know now, I'm training for a bodybuilding competition, so I'm in like this massive transformation thing. Yeah. And I'm working with a professional, and surprisingly, the coach that I'm working with, he kind of gave me the weirdest look ever when I'm like, yeah, I'm a Beachbody coach. And he's like, rolled his eyes, everything else that goes along with it. And I'm like, just check out what I'm doing. I go, and if you think something needs to be tweaked, then we'll talk. Because I only meet him once a week for an actual training session.
Yeah. He
just limits me to spinach and chicken. It's great. Wonderful diet. I don't recommend it to anybody.
So gross.
But he checked out because I've been on the Body Beast Lift 4 hybrid now for almost 4 months, and I'm down 42 pounds.
So crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait till you see my transformation post that I'm posting tomorrow. Actually, I posted it in our group chat that we have going.
Yeah, I saw them. They're awesome.
But he checked it out and he's like, holy shit. He's like, yeah, he's like, go, you're doing good.
Well, we have the Beachbody Classic for a reason.
Yes.
You can do
that's goal. Unfortunately, I had to say no to Summit this year because I have karate nationals in Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's like, I'm almost there. Almost there.
You got it.
But, it's working with that coach and having that personal goal set for me that kind of limits me because I'm waiting. I'm basically waiting to be called out on the table because I don't have a secret. I have complete and utter transparency, and I don't really know exactly how I'm going to respond when they're like, well, your results is because you're doing this. No, my results is because I'm consistent.
Yeah.
But, it's like a lot of the people that especially on my soft side, like family and friends, they all have this stigma about Beachbody, and they're like, it's a pyramid scheme. It's like every corporation's a pyramid scheme if you want to break it down and get technical. My bosses that I work for are a pyramid scheme. They made 1.5 in profits last year, and I got a 1.5% raise. It was great.
More money at the top.
Cool, I'll just keep driving to DC. It's all good.
So I think, Joe, that you just keep sharing your story, and I think you share your results, and because you haven't done that with the pictures that you sent in that thread. And I think it's just going to have to be like you sharing my story and sharing other people's story and showing that it's not just you. I think there's a lot of power in that because you are training for something very specific. So it's not going to speak to the average person. So I think taking, you have obviously my permission to take my story and share it. And showing that like, hey, these 2B mindset programs work, or these fitness programs can be tailored to help you lean out, lose weight, or bulk up and do a bodybuilding show. Like that's what's awesome about these is they are so customizable to your goals. So I think it's in how you present it with your results. Like this is my goal with these programs, but I need to know if when I know your goal, I can take this same format and tailor it to fit your needs and your goals. So I think you just keep sharing and sharing and sharing, and people will eventually hop on. Like you cannot, and Bob Heilig talks about that, like people just have a yucky taste towards network marketing, but it's up to us to change that taste. And it's up to us to show them that it's something different and show them like, I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to offer you a solution to something that can change your life in this, and that way. So I'm excited to see your result story. I'm excited to see your transformation. And yeah, I think you can knock it out of the park.
Awesome.
For sure. Okay, belief, pyramid. Okay, I'm just writing this down. Crystal, do you want to go? Okay, you are up.
All right, so in June, well, up until June, this is Miss Avery, my handful. Say hi, Avery. Up until June, I pretty much said I was trying to work everything, and I did certain behaviors that I knew I was supposed to. I'm working out, I'm posting about it. My heart was in it, but not like it is now. I kept telling myself, I'm looking at the desk, I kept telling myself, I've got to have a desk, I've got to have this like special area that's going to like bring up all these magical thoughts and all this stuff. And I'm just like, well, if I don't get that desk, then, I can't really put myself out there to the point where I'm going to have to do all of this. So don't get the desk, because then you're opening yourself up to anything and everything.
Yeah.
So I finally said, stop doing what you're doing, get the desk, got the desk, I've got the chair. So now I have no reason. I'm trying to get up a little bit earlier. I'm trying to do a little bit more work. I know I'm exhausted. But I'm trying everything I can. I'm fitting in as much as the business as I can before I get up. Just a minute. Before I get out of bed. Just a minute. After I'm working out. Just. I'm talking to everyone. Just a minute. Every moment I have, I'm trying to fit in as much as I can, and I know that's probably not the best because I need to have those set hours. But right now, I've got to fit in what I can.
Oh, wow. And I wrote down, like, there is no magical hour. And Shana said it too. Like, trying to get it all in 1 hour is impossible. And it is. If you don't have that set time, so what I was saying, like, you write out your list. And when you have those few moments, you look, okay, I have 20 minutes. What can I do while the kids watch a show? What can I do while I'm driving to work? You can listen to a podcast. You can, listen to a podcast or do a one-on-one call or whatever. When you're eating your lunch, when you're eating your meal, you can follow 10 people. And if you can do that 2 or 3 times throughout the day, all of a sudden you get down. Like Brandy St. Clair does this all day long. She just works in pockets of time, and she goes to bed in between 8 and 9 p.m. She does her real job. She raises her kids. She does everything. And then she's in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock because she refuses to stay, and she gets up at 5. So it's just making that list of what you want to accomplish that day to know, okay, where am I going to fit this in? So the Emily Lay planner that I use, like I have my list, and then right next to it is the time slots. So your day typically. So where is there, maybe you don't have a meeting on Monday, but you typically do, and you can fit in, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of gauge it day to day. And I think that will be super helpful. Because that's how I built my business. That's how we went elite last year. So I was like, you know what? This is what I did. This is how I led our team last year. I'm going back to that. So I pulled it out a couple weeks ago again, and I'm back to that list, scheduling out day by day and just sticking to what I have to do for my business. So I would encourage you to do something similar to see how that works for you, and just to see and then at the end of the day, if you have a half an hour, you answer your messages and do an extra thing if you need to or can or whatever. But
I think my biggest problem too is I'm one of those people that I don't like messages staying in my inbox. So I feel like I've got to answer them as quickly as possible to keep their attention and not let them go away. And I've also told myself, what's the worst they can say? No. So they're going to tell me no, they're going to tell me no, but at least I can keep trying. So at least, that go for no. It's starting to hit home more. I'm kind of expecting you to tell me no. So I still have that stop for a second, but then I'm pushing forward for it. So I will say I haven't got a customer sign. Well, actually I signed up my sister. So she's signed up as a coach and she's working on it. But maybe a discount coach, but I'm working toward Diamond, and that is my goal. When would we need to have our next rank for the elite and all of that?
It would be like in November, I think.
Okay.
Because you have to hold it for 6 weeks. So you have to hold your Diamond for 6 weeks for it to count towards our elite.
Okay.
So I would beg to say end of October.
Okay.
To have everything in a row, which sounds like super soon, but
I'm trying.
It's totally doable though.
Mm-hmm.
Just with intention and with invitation, like you said, the worst they're going to say is no. So belief, connections, go for no, and just ride the wave that you already have, not even going to Summit, and then going to Summit and riding that wave the best that you can.
Yes.
Without getting overwhelmed. And we will talk about that. We will do that. And it'll all be good. But Nancy, do you want to share real quick? Not real quick, but quick. Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. We can't hear you. It won't let me unmute you. There you go.
Yeah. Can you hear
There
me?
you go. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm still learning so much that it's hard for me to. I'm sharing and I'm doing the workouts but it's really hard for me to invite. That's probably my biggest. Is that the third question? The limiting belief. But June was just more or less getting used to everything, and I'm hoping Morning Meltdown really makes a change for me here in July.
Yes. Are you doing you just purchased it, right?
I did January 1st, but it was.
No, Morning Meltdown.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. January. It was July 1st. Yeah.
I was like, okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah. So it's just sharing about that right now. And when people are interested, there's that Take the Commitment Snoop group for Morning Meltdown that we are running. So we started posting in there today. So if you have people liking those posts of you doing that workout or commenting or in conversation, they're like, Morning Meltdown comes up. I've just been inviting people to that group and sending them that link. And that way me, Abby, and Meg can take care, and Allison can take care of sharing all the information with them. And they just have to worry about tagging you, and then you can set up a share cart or talk to them about the best bundle package. But by the time they get to say they're in, they should know what package they want. So you should just be able to get their email and do a share cart. So our hope is that takes some pressure off you guys having to share a whole new program, talk about a whole new program. You can just say, hey, you know what? My upline is running this great group, sharing all the information about this new workout program that I'm doing. I can send you the link. You just send request, and we will get you approved, and you can learn all about the programs, packages, and all the details that you need to know about the program. So that should help.
Most people that I've talked to so far have been like, I'm going on vacation, but I'll get with you when I get back. Yeah. I hear that. I've heard that a lot. I guess summer, that's the way it's been.
So write their name down, write the day they said they were going and on vacation and coming back. And that next day or two, just message them, say, hey, I saw that you're back from vacation. How was it? Did you guys have a great time? And see what happens. I prefer not to jump right into that fitness thing. Like, just acknowledge the fact that they were on vacation, check to see what their response is. Sometimes things happen on vacation and they have a mess to come back to at home, and whatever. See how that conversation goes, and then just say, hey, I know that it was not the best time before you left, but I wanted to remind you, we have this group going on. And I would say, like, this is where I love programs, but I hate them, because now we're having like this hard set date on July 29 of a challenge group or whatever. Well, we'll probably do the next week so people get their stuff if they order on the 29th. And then it's like someone joins the next week and now they feel like they're behind. They're on workout 1 and we're on day 8. So we have to figure that out, because I'm like, that's 100 days. That's 3.5 months of workouts to start a new Morning Meltdown every 3 months. Like, that's kind of crazy. So I feel like it's just going to have to be this ongoing group, and it's just going to have to be, start when they're ready, and they can just jump into our commitment group, and we'll kind of have to figure that out. But so the reason I bring that up is because they'll probably say, oh, well, I can't order in time. I can't order. So I would just say to them, like, this program is all about you. Like, I will still have a daily post. I will have, the accountability. Sometimes it's nice to know people are a week ahead of you. So just offer that comfort, and don't let that date be the excuse, because sometimes people will use that of, when they're starting and all that.
Yeah, she did say, she said, well, let me know when you're starting again. So maybe I'll tell her that. Yeah.
We're just going to create an ongoing 100 commitment community or something like that. Yeah. We'll talk about that at Summit, or hopefully someone has a solution at Summit. That just gets hard. It was like, same with Lift 4. I'm like, you're 4 weeks into it. You've been promoting how awesome this program is. People want to do it, but you're 4 weeks into the program. It just gets kind of tricky. So yeah, but I would just, figure out work your way around it, and then we can, plug them in somewhere. They will always have a group. They will always have that coach. They will always have a community. Don't let someone's being on day 8 and you being on day 1. And if that is their excuse, they're just not ready. And it's hard to swallow that as coaches, but sometimes that's just what we have to do. So, okay, I have all those written down, so I will kind of keep those in mind. I'll tuck those away in my planner. So I kind of talked about my limiting belief and just making this look too hard, or that you have to kind of give up your motherhood to do this. So kind of working on that. And I'm hoping that some aha moments at Summit and just being away from the kids for a little bit to kind of catch my breath and catch my thoughts will help me. But I wanted to just end on this 2 things real quick. On the second Monday, and I'll have a post up tomorrow or sometime this week, hopefully tomorrow. Second Monday, 9 p.m. on Mondays, of the second Monday of the month at 9 p.m., we will do a team call similar to this. I might have different questions posted in the team page or something like that, but this way it'll be a time where everyone kind of gets to chat. We can all touch base and kind of just have training and conversations come up that you guys are struggling with. And then the third Monday of every month will be for those coaches who are wanting to hit diamond. And so to be on that call, you just have to have 4 active coaches. So 4, okay? And that will be open to the downline. So if, you know, you're personally sponsored coach or whatever, that'll be open to the whole downline. But just 4 coaches, and kind of be kind of the same thing, like what's your struggle? How often are you posting? How often are you inviting to coaching? That kind of thing. Because sometimes those first 4 coaches can be spouse, family members, your first couple challengers. After that, sometimes that's when we have to kind of create those business builders. So I just wanted to kind of end on some, be just a few things for you to think about. I want you to be true. Be true to who you are. Post what feels natural to you. Post pictures that feel fun for you. Post poses that feel fun. Post 7 times a day on Facebook if you want to post 7, if that feels fun and natural that day. Post 1 time if it feels fun and natural that day. Post, I think sometimes we get so stressed out with that, but just post what naturally feels good, and it's going to just feel good to you. Be present. Be present in your business. Be present in your family. I even had to go on Instagram the other day and just say, I had someone message me why don't we ever see the other 2 kids? Because when I'm with all 4, I'm with all 4. It is not, I can't add a phone. I can't add a 5th kid to my plate. So typically from 2 to 5, I'm with the kids and we are doing whatever, and my phone is tucked away. I might snap a picture. I might share a little snippet on Instagram stories if I can, but I'm present with the kids from that time. So that way later, from 7 to 8, if I am on my phone, I'm not beating myself up about it. So be present when you need to be present. Take pictures, post the story later on Instagram, post the story later on your social media. Just be present in the moment. I've gotten really so much better with that. I don't have to share this right now. That's something I did on vacation. I did if you go on vacation, I just did a whole day wrap up at the end of the day instead of posting throughout the day. So be present, be intentional with your time. When you sit down to work, be intentional with it. We have more free time today than any other time in our entire world, an entire lifetime, because someone else can do your groceries. Someone else can even do your laundry. Someone else might clean your house. And we have all of these other things. Everything's electronic and all this stuff, but we just spend so much time scrolling or mindlessly sitting there, and we're not intentional with your time. So if you catch yourself scrolling on Facebook, ask yourself how it's growing your business. I guarantee you, you know what, when I'm in the mood to scroll, I go to my followers, go to my Founders Brewery or something like that and be like, all right, who can I follow on here? These are my people. These are my bigger people. Who can I follow? It's kind of that mindless work, but it's growing my network. But be intentional with your time. Be joyful about your business. It comes through. Be joyful about your workouts. I'm not saying 100% of the time. Let's be real. We know to be real. But be joyful. If your program is not fun for you right now, it's going to come out in your post. If your meal plan is really hard and not fun right now, it's going to come out in your post. If coaching feels like a chore, it's going to come out in your post. So be joyful. Find the things, find the people, find the activities that bring life to you that you love to do, and do those and post about those and bring joy. Be joyful about it. And this kind of goes hand in hand, but be happy. Be happy with where you are in your business. Be happy with the future and the opportunity that is ahead of you. Be happy that you are here, I should have put be content. Allison, you said it, I have high goals. I have this vision of what I want. I have these, I know that I can do this. Why is it, why am I here? And sometimes we have to be content where we are, and we have to serve those in front of us. number one, we have to serve the people that are already in front of us, because if we had more people, we can't serve all those people. Obviously, we're all talking about time here, right? So serve the people that you need to serve in the way that God needs you to serve them. And I think that is something that I've been struggling with. My devotion keeps popping up like success and God's plan and God's contentment and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm kind of going, all right, guy, I get it. But be content where you are and know that God has you where he has you, because that's where he needs you to be. He has something for you here in this moment of time that you are in. And we have to be content and happy and open to be able to receive whatever that is before he will even give us that next step of what we know we're capable to do. But we have to be able to do what we're doing right here. I have to be able to lead the coaches that I have well and joyfully and having fun and getting to know you and your goals and your reasons and all your struggles before I can invite and add 5 more brand new coaches this month or next month, if I don't feel like I can even do what I want to do for you guys right now. And that was a big moment last week. So, be true, be present, be intentional, be joyful, be content. We do that? Yeah? Okay, we're gonna take a little picture. We'll take a picture because we can't share boomerangs very well. All right, say 1, 2, 3. All right, and now we'll boomerang. All right, everyone wave on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys. So thank you for having on. I really appreciate it. It went a little longer than I anticipated, but hopefully you got some good stuff about it. Summit, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to do my best to be on my phone, but share when I can, or off my phone, but share when I can. And then just an FYI, next Monday, no babysitter. Won't have seen the kids for 4.5 days, so I will probably not be overly present on social media on next Monday, and it's my sister's birthday. So I will be back full force on Tuesday after Summit. All right? All right, guys, have an awesome night. Sleep well. Thanks to your spouses and kids for letting you hop on for a little bit, and I'll have the recording up later. Bye, guys.